It is often mentioned that the first written account of what we today refer to as a poltergeist was of a noisy spirit that haunted a house near Bingen in what is today's German state of Hesse. The story was preserved by Benedictine monks at the Abbey of Fulda, who wrote down events in annals in the 9th century. This is the full account of that ancient poltergeist, taken from those annals of Fulda. The haunting took place in the year 858 at a villa called Caput Montium, but which had been corrupted in the popular language to Charmund. It was so called because the mountains of the valley of the Rhine began rising here. The initial manifestations of activity were in the form of stones being thrown and sounds as if someone was banging on the walls with a hammer. Not content with being simply noisy, the poltergeist then began to speak and revealed what certain people had stolen from others, causing disputes among the people living nearby. However, it reserved most of its spite for one single focus, a man who it stirred up hatred against by the other locals. Then every habitation that suffering individual entered would catch fire. So grievous was it that the man and his family were forced to live outside in a field. None of his extended family were willing to risk taking him into their homes and face the wrath of the evil spirit. Yet even in the fields, the man was persecuted. The poltergeist waited until the man had gathered in his crops and then burned them. It had become so woeful for the man that his neighbours wanted to kill him to rid themselves of the malevolent spirit. His sins, they reasoned, must be the cause of all the turmoil. To demonstrate that he was blameless, he took the ordeal of hot iron. This was a test in which the person accused had to walk a set distance, usually 9 feet, holding a piece of iron which had been heated in a forge. The wound would be bandaged and examined 3 days later. If adjudged to be healing, it was said that God had interceded because the person was innocent. In the case of the Bingen man, he was judged to have been proven innocent by the ordeal. As a result, a group of priests and deacons were sent from Mainz with holy relics and crucifixes to exorcise the rowdy imp. The poltergeist was a truculent one, for as they spoke the litany and sprinkled holy water around one of the houses particularly plagued by supernatural manifestations, it began throwing stones at them, wounding several of them. The men from Mainz withdrew, but the poltergeist remained. It made foul speeches and said it had hidden from the holy water under the robes of a particular priest, whom it named. It went on to state, "He is my servant, for anyone who is conquered by someone is his servant, and lately at my persuasion he slept with the daughter of the bailiff of this villa." This had been known only by the priest and the bailiff's daughter before being broadcast by the malicious spirit. The account says that similar deeds were perpetrated over the course of 3 years before the poltergeist quit, but only after having destroyed almost all of the buildings at the villa by fire.